Welcome back to Hogwarts Legacy. Let's get some quests done today.
Good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade.
I am well, but I have been worried about you, my friend. With Ranrock and Rookwood and Harlow after you?
I'm all right at the moment.
We did not speak about it at the time, but I am hoping now you might tell me why they were looking for you.
They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Gringotts?
Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
Is that the magic you used fighting the trolls in Hogsmeade?
I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know that's a lot to absorb.
You know, they did a really good job of making this game look good. Like, it's so scenic, you know? It's really peaceful. I wish that there was an area near me that looked like this, you know, with the little water on the side, nice mountain view, you know? The most beautiful town I've ever been to is called Airdrie, and oh my goodness, I would love to live there, but it's so expensive.
I do not have time. Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
A student? You can't be serious.
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stupefy!
What's going on here?
Wow, those guys were trash. Can't even jump a student and an old lady. Bunch of silly gooses right there. Didn't even stand a chance. Ooh, look at this guy. Bro looks like a joker, you know, like a jester you would see, like that dances for the king and stuff. That guy looks like an absolute fool. I can't wait to get further in the game and unlock some new spells like Bombarda, Flipendo. Like, there's so many good combat spells. I can't wait to use them, and they're so visually appealing too. And the curses, oh, you gotta do Sebastian's quest to get them, and they're so worth it.
Are you all right?
I am, thanks in no small part to excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why two Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders?
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return. Excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why
You're a
two
researcher.
Ashwinders Nora Treadwell at your service, historian and archaeologist specializing in Merlin's work and life. His little cronies.
Merlin?
Quite keen on
Of the
you.
legend of King Arthur?
The very same.
Thank you for
Merlin
your help.
attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
Of the legend of I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. My word! Did you see that? The vines
Now this is where having all the different spells is important. You have to do like different quests to unlock them and stuff with different requirements. And the thing is, like, you need them to complete these Merlin trials. So if you don't have a certain spell, you can't do it and get the rewards. So, you know, get as many spells as quickly as you can.
How beautiful! But I believe I have just unlocked a
What a day.
I can hardly believe it. I had just arrived.
I take it we can call that a success.
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require mallow sweet, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Hello? Can I help you?
Oh, thank goodness. Yes. My name is Grace Pinch Smedley. Of the Bath Pinch Smedleys? I was hoping someone would come along soon. I was about to defy my father's wishes and would never have forgiven myself. You see, I need to retrieve something from the bottom of the lake. Might you be the one to help me?
I can hardly...
Diving into the lake sounds like an adventure. Tell me more.
Splendid! Precisely the response I'd hoped for.
What do you need help retrieving?
Years ago, my grandfather, who fancied himself quite the astronomer, set sail from Hogsmeade Station for what was meant to be a quick stargazing cruise with my grandmother. They never returned.
I'm so sorry. What happened to them?
We can't be sure. We only know that neither they nor their boat made it back to shore. They were presumed drowned. Father was so distraught that he forbade our family from setting foot on or in the Black Lake ever again. A treasured family astrolabe vanished with them that night. If you could dive down and retrieve it, I may be able to bring my father some peace.
It sounds dangerous, especially for something of mere sentimental value.
I understand. But I'd be forever grateful. Of course, you may discover much more than the astrolabe. Anything else you found would be all yours. I've cross-referenced the vessel's last alleged location against the lake's topography, depth charts, and tide schedule. My best guess is that it's just over there, about a furlong from the dock. It would be wonderful to have my grandfather's astrolabe back.
You know what? The fact that you won't go
I do
do it
hope you
yourself
find the
makes me
astrolabe.
want to keep it. See, I gotta jump in here and get my robes all wet and everything. By the way, that must be really hard to swim in. Like, it must be difficult. I've swam in coveralls before, and bro, that's difficult. I was basically drowning, sloshing with all the water going into the armholes and stuff. Oh, absolute nightmare. Wouldn't recommend. Definitely not a good time. But yeah, we're basically being a menace in this playthrough. Like, in the last episode, we we found those Zendaya's gobstones, where you go around Hogwarts and you find the little gobstones that are hidden. And when you do that, you have the option to give them back to her or keep them. I chose to keep them because I'm being Dark Wizard this go-through. Everybody's dying. We're keeping everything. We're being as evil as possible, you know, gonna make our character look like the bad choice Fable 2 option. With the horns and all, of course, you know, we'll do our best to look like it. But yeah, basically, I'm going to make every bad choice possible and just be an absolute menace to every single student at Hogwarts. You know what? Us against the world, brother. We're going to be Voldemort 2.0, and we're going to, you know, Tom Riddle, really cool guy. I heard he could play the fiddle. Anyways, we're going to go and return this. But you know what? I don't feel like giving it back. We're going to let her know what happens when you lose your stuff, and then you're too lazy to do anything about it, brother.
Hello, Grace. I followed your bearings on a dive in the Black Lake.
Oh, how incredible! Did you find the astrolabe?
I did find it. However, I've taken a liking to it, so I'm going to keep it.
What? But you can't. It doesn't belong to you.
Finders keepers, Grace.
I can't believe this. Father's stupid oath just cost us a priceless family artifact. I hope your new astrolabe brings you nothing but sorrow, if you can even work out how to use it. I knew I should have done the duck myself. Father's wishes be damned.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a life lesson. Like she said, you know what? If she had decided to do it herself, maybe she'd have it, you know? But she was a lazy bones, you know? She's suffering from a... I love the Cartnarks guy, the disease called lazy bonesitis. So funny. Do you have lazy bonesitis? Like, just such a funny insult, you know? Such a funny thing to accuse somebody of for being an absolute lazy piece, you know? Speaking of, do you watch the Cartnarks guy on TikTok? He's so funny, you know, calling people out for basically not putting back their shopping carts. And I mean, I get it, you know, everybody has lazy days where perhaps you don't. I push mine back to the stall, like the little cart corral, like 95% or higher for sure, majority of the time. You know, it's a respectful thing, you know, makes the cart guy's life easier, you know, if you just leave it there, whatever, you know, it's whatever, each to their own, you know. But yeah, anyways, he calls people out and they get real mad, and it's really funny. You should check him out.
I hope you were able to take care.
Professor, I completed all of your most recent assignments.
Well done. Then you're ready to learn Expelliarmus. Pay close attention. The disarming charm may often be all you need to defeat the most powerful dark witches and wizards you might encounter. Spellcasting requires a focused mind and a steady wand.
Well, that's one way to learn a spell, I guess. Just wave your wand in the air randomly and you master it. Kind of funny. They could have done a little better with that, I think.
I do. What is it?
Actually, perhaps another time.
Perhaps.
Use your help.
You wanted to speak with me?
I did. Hello, I'm Duncan Hobhouse. Pleasure to meet you.
So basically this guy's a big coward, a real big pussycat pretty much, a little putty tat. We basically have to go and do a little thing for him. He's too afraid to go and do it. So we basically have to journey our way over there, get the item that he needs, and then come back. I think it's like a root from some sort of like carnivorous plant or something like that. Anyway, something that causes harm, and Buddy's too afraid to do it himself. So we're going to go on a little walking quest here. But you know what, I kind of like walking through instead of traveling with the Flu Flame sometimes, you know, because one, you get to find pages like this, things you might have missed, and you get to soak in the beauty of Hogwarts, you know. They did a really good job of, like, making it look good. Like, I wonder, like, how they got the description of the inside. Like, is it really descriptive in the books, you know? Like, is it really in detail about how everywhere looks, you know, prior to the movies and all that? Like, I wonder what they, like, based their information off of, you know? Obviously, I'm assuming it's lore accurate for sure, but anyways, yeah. Just an interesting thought, you know, I just wondered. Oh, that was a clean grab right there, a little snatch and grab. Speaking of snatch and grab, I bought the old Call of Duties, like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1 and 2 the other day. And let me tell you, good times reliving the nostalgia. But snatch and grab on Veteran, that Spec Ops mission on MW2 with the Juggernauts, oh buddy, is that ever a nightmare. It is such a challenge sometimes. Yeah, this is a pretty relatively easy quest. Like, I'm not sure what Buddy was so against. Like, you literally just need to walk in a straight line pretty much and make sure that you use your Lumos spell to get rid of these weird tentacle things. Otherwise, they will hurt you. Now, in the Harry Potter movies, I think it's the first one where they get, like, swallowed by them or something. Like, basically, like, engulfed by them. But, like, you have to relax and it'll let you go type deal. I wonder if the light thing was always, like, canon, you know? It's been a while since I've seen the movies, admittedly, so I don't know if Harry did this in the movies a few times or what, you know? I gotta rewatch them, you know? I started rewatching the Star Wars movies the other day. Harry Potter is gonna be next. Probably end up doing, like, Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit after that, you know? Just good bingeable movies. Speaking of a good binge, have you ever seen the Online Gamer series before? It is so good, very funny, like, the biggest Call of Duty guy you could ever think of in your life, and he just rages at work, at home, just super funny skits, honestly. The Online Gamer by Reckless Tortuga. Now, mind you, this was back in the days when they actually had a good channel. Nowadays, things are a little different in my opinion, but hey, what can you do? Go with the flow, you can only do so much, and, you know, you don't know until you try, right? Just like I'm doing right now. My videos probably suck and this content's terrible, but here I am, you know, trying to have a hobby and maybe a little, you know, in the future make some cash doing it. That just is what it is, you know, no judgment. Speaking of, this place looks really nice, you know, just like looking at the place, you know. I like this, students everywhere and stuff, you know. I like the vibes for sure.
Prove my bravery yet?
Hello, Duncan. I have the proof you wanted.
That's one leaf. Must have been a giant venomous tentacula. It's even more than I expected. I knew you were the one to ask. I appreciate you getting it for me.
Now that I think about it, Puffskeen Dunkeen, I think I shall keep this. You need to overcome your cowardice.
You can't be serious. This is awful. I don't know what to do now.
I'm doing you a favor. Disappointment like this will encourage you to become a stronger person.
I don't need to be stronger. I need to be left alone. Even Zenobia Noak will make fun of me now. You've wasted my time. You're not who I thought you were. Should never have trusted you.
Once again, brother, life lesson. If you had chosen to go do it yourself and simply walk down a straight alleyway, pretty much, you would have it and you'd be hippity hoppity, skippity boppity, all happy about your day. You know, you'd be bingo bongo, good to go. But now you're alone and depressed, and that's all right. Me too.
Good of you to come. My friend, Professor Fig, speaks highly of you and your resourcefulness. He was vague as to details, but mentioned your having tracked down a difficult-to-find book. I wondered if you'd be willing to do a little detective work on my behalf.
Of course, Mr. Ollivander. Sounds most up my street.
Wonderful. You see, about a century ago, an heirloom applewood wand with a fairy wing core went missing from this very shop. My great-aunt suspected a student named Richard Jackdaw. He'd been serving as an assistant here and suddenly vanished.
Richard Jackdaw.
Like the bird. In fact, he was known to frequent the Hogwarts Owlery. We searched there, of course, but found no wand. We did find a series of statues similar to Jackdaw's. I'm certain they're a clue, but I cannot figure out where they lead. Jackdaw was last heard tittering about some pages with a map he'd stolen from Peeves. As you can imagine, the poltergeist was less than helpful.
I'll have a look for you. You've certainly given me plenty to go on.
Ah, you've brought hope to this old one-maker's heart. Professor Fig was right. You are a remarkable student.
Dang, people must be talking about us left, right, and center, because we've been at Hogwarts for all of, like, what, couple days, maybe? And we're already, like, highly sought after by, like, the professors and stuff. Kind of crazy, if you ask me. Like, we just got here, we're slaying trolls, learning really cool spells, doing all these crazy missions, like, breaking into the Forbidden section. Like, I want to know why they trusted us, like... What was the thought process behind that? Oh yeah, this new student, I can manipulate them to do what I want to figure things out. Like, is that how it went, you know? It makes you wonder, like, why in the world would you ever let a new student like this do things like that? Like, it doesn't make sense, you know? But then again, in the Harry Potter world, you know, a lot of things are crazy, a lot of crazy creatures. Speaking of, how do you even think of this? Like, the whole thing, everyone's story, the detail. Like, I'd like to think that I could write a book, but I don't think I could come up with just all the detail of everything, you know? It would be so much work. Probably hours and hours, well, understandably hours and hours. I just don't think I could do it. I don't think I'd write a good book, personally. But who knows? You don't know until you try, right? But... yeah, I don't know. Props to all you book writers out there and or aspiring writers, whatever your case may be. Maybe you're a writer in the local newspaper. Props to you. That takes some work, some solid effort too, might I add. Like, that is a lot of work, you know? Just like this, like, you know, I play the game. I either voice over it or I talk while I'm playing, of course. And then, like, I have to edit it. Basically the way that I do it is I record on my Xbox, and then I download my clips through the Xbox app onto my phone, and then I put them into iMovie or another video editing app, and then I'm able to do my corrections, you know, speed up time, trim clips, transitions, all that fun stuff, all on my phone, because my computer right now is absolute garbage and might as well be at the dump.
Statues here.
But who knows, you know what, someone there like Ray might get some use out of it. Hey, he's probably there doing, you know, Away She Goes, have a computer wake up, you know, he'd wake up in his truck cab and be hype, you know. I'm thinking he would appreciate it personally, you know. Bacon and the sparrows, buddy. Bacon and the sparrows. You know what, that's something I'm gonna have to do one day. You know, just soak in the view from the backyard, fry some bacon on the barbecue, and just, you know, and maybe have a little bird bath in the backyard, a little fire pit going, you know, just enjoy the view, joke a schmoint, you know, have a little bit of the grass, you know, a little bit of the liquor drinks, fruity liquor drinks as Ricky calls them. And then you got yourself a pretty good evening in the backyard. Of course, you don't need substances, but it definitely makes things a lot more fun. You gotta admit, it makes the day a lot more enjoyable.
What's happening?
Oh, that looked kind of gross. I didn't expect the owls to move there. They almost looked kind of yucky. It was weird. Maybe it's just me, but hey, this is a cool little whirlpool effect. Reminds me of the, what is it, Frostwind Stomp or something from Elden Ring? I don't remember it. Intelligent spell, I believe. It creates like a big, like, icy tornado around you anyways. That's just what it reminds me of. Who is this guy? Who looks like he'd be like, Reginald Van Hosten III. You ever watch Kenny vs. Penny?
Could it be?
Definitely one of the best episodes right there.
Solved my puzzle after all these years. Well done indeed.
Yeah, all I did was mindlessly rip the whole place apart, basically. I'm happy to have solved your puzzle, buddy. But anyways, we got a decent amount of work here done today, got a good amount of quests done. This will be it for this part of Hogwarts Legacy. The next video up will be Borderlands 2, and then after that, we will return to Hogwarts Legacy immediately after. And then I think I might start doing like Coffee Talk, maybe Skyrim, you know. I've been heavily debating maybe the Grand Theft Auto 5 campaign. But now that I have like Modern Warfare 2 and 3, I think I'm gonna do like trying to do the pit as fast as I can and upload the campaigns on Veteran 2, like maybe walkthrough mission guides, you know? I feel like that might be a good one to do. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Hogwarts Legacy video, which should be up probably later today or tomorrow. And I appreciate you being along for the journey. I'm sorry if my content's garbage. I'm really trying my best, bro. I swear I'm trying. I'm putting in effort. Please support me. I'm broke, brother.
I don't really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with the wand in the cave?
Indeed. Say, here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest? I'd be happy to show you where to find them.
If that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you there.
If you don't mind the sight of well, my decapitated skeleton, the wand and the pages are yours for the taking.